everybody. Today we are playing Inbotrination, a game made by ETeeski, whom I will introduce you guys to in a bit if you guys don't know who he is. This game is basically a 3D action-adventure platformer based off of 90s cartoons in which you play as a student who runs around trying to figure out what the heck's going on and why his school has been taken over by robot terrorists. I called them robot terrorists. I don't know if they actually are meant to be terrorists. I kind of doubt it. But, yeah, Inbotrination. Currently in alpha. This game has a lot more behind it than just, a game. Just a free game that was made in the Unity 3D engine. It actually is part of a series of tutorials. You play this game is being built by ETeeskiTutorials, who is a guy who makes tutorials in Unity 3D. He does tips and tricks and makes full-on tutorials. He's did a tutorial series called FPS 1, where he gives you all the basics and, well, actually, no, builds a very simple FPS game from the ground up and makes tutorials about all of it. He's been making this game for a while, currently in alpha, and once it's finished, he's going to be making tutorials about how to build this exact game from the ground up. No previous knowledge about programming, art, anything required. You just gotta know how to turn on your computer and start watching, which is fantastic. Doing this all out of his own time, so he hasn't been, given a contract by whoever, Unity Technologies or what have you. He's just doing this because he wants to do this, and I think that's awesome, fantastic, brilliant, and just golden in every way, shape, and form. So, make sure you guys check out the links I put in the description and go thank him for doing such an amazing thing. And if you guys are definitely interested in making video games, then I recommend you check out ETeeskiTutorials channel. You can download Unity 3D from the Unity 3D website, and it's free. You just get started, you start messing around in it, you watch his tutorial videos, follow along, and you will learn things that are fantastic to know. Pretty awesome, I think. I think he is one of a kind, and just amazing that he would do all this. So yeah, make sure you check those out. But in order to get this tutorial series running fully, doing it all on his own time with his own stuff, he has decided to start a Kickstarter, which is going to begin on December 12th or 13th, I believe, and go till about a month until January. And I believe his goal is, it's not set currently, but he expects to do around 3,000 to 5,000 for, just basically putting his time into the game and getting new equipment that makes it easier for him to make these tutorials, because he goes in depth. He doesn't just in depth. He doesn't just, make a simple tutorial and say, okay, so now you do this and do that, whoop-de-doo. He explains everything, and it's a lot easier when you have really good equipment to do it, because he also does whiteboard stuff. He'll take a whiteboard and write out the code for you, and then use pictures and whatever to show you how it's done, which is really beneficial and helpful. Beneficial and helpful are like the same thing, aren't they? Yeah. My English is, I'm in an honors English class, and I say things like that. My teacher would be proud. Indeed. Okay, back to the topic at hand. So, yeah, there's a Kickstarter he's planning on starting to aid in his tutorial process, which I think is very reasonable, especially, when there's so many people in the world, there's so many people in the world, and, a lot watch his tutorials, and so many would benefit from watching his tutorials. I think it's perfectly reasonable to ask for a Kickstarter to make the tutorials even better. So, I mean, I'm probably going to donate if I can scrounge the money together, and you guys should probably donate, and just, yeah, there's going to be some rewards, like, I believe a art book is one of them, etc., about, behind the developments of the game, which I think is, again, a very nice little addition for donating like $15 or something. So, yeah, no, it's perfectly reasonable. You guys might be thinking just why it's not, I mean, it's not really entirely necessary, but, you know, it's perfectly reasonable for someone to want to do that. So, you make sure to go check out the links in the description to get to the Kickstarter, which I will have the links once the Kickstarter is up for you guys to check it out. And there's going to be other links to the press kit, which explains stuff as needs to be explained, and as well to his website and YouTube channel, so that you guys can watch more of his videos and check out other things that he has done. A little bit about the game, I guess, should probably be talked about, seeing as it is going to be constructed by all of you, and, you know, you guys can also put in your own personal flair once he starts making the game. It's a simple 3D action-adventure platformer about a kid running around in this high school. This obviously isn't the final product of the high school. This is, again, alpha. There's plenty of things he wants to add, and plenty of things he wants to change, and etc., etc. But this is basic level designed for testing and stuff like that, which is very useful in, you know, showing off the game, and good for us Let's Players who want to show it off and talk about it. So, yeah, all this stuff can be changed, might be changed, and more stuff is added, such as superpowers. He wants to add wow. Superpowers. Look at that voice crack. Yeah, he wants to add unlockable superpowers and stuff to the game, which is awesome. Awesome. Just more unique, fun stuff to add to a simple 3D platformer. And I haven't really, of course it's still in alpha, so there's still a lot more that he can add and stuff, and once the tutorials get rolling and he shows you guys how to make it, of course you guys can start adding more things to it and make it awesome. And no doubt he's going to allow the games to be released, or, well, I don't know about sold, but maybe, if you credit him for it. And of course, you can show your games off and talk about them, credit him for teaching you how to do it, and show what unique things you did. I'm sure he'd love to see those once the tutorial series gets started and you start making the games. I can't get over how freaking epic the idea is of just making a tutorial series, making a game, and then making a tutorial series about making said game. Or not making a tutorial series in which you construct the game that you've already constructed and show everyone how you did it from the ground up, teaching them every concept that they need to know. He leaves nothing up to us. It's all, he's teaching us everything we need to know and would want to know. And I'm sure he'll be accepting questions, maybe posting a thread up on the Unity 3D forums for us to pose questions that we want to be asked. And, you know, maybe even after all this, he'll continue making videos. I wouldn't actually be surprised, judging by what he's done in the past. You know, making tips and trick videos about how to do this and that, random things within Unity. Or maybe even other programs, depends. And, you know, that's more than we could ask for, because this tutorial series in and of itself is amazing. It's an amazing idea, an amazing contribution to the community in general. Well, the population of Earth. Everyone who wants to be a game designer in the future can use these tutorial series to benefit themselves very greatly. So, once again, big thanks to ETeeski for all of that. Make sure you guys check out the links in the description toward his channel, his website, the Kickstarter, and press kit, etc., etc., so that you guys can thank him and relish in the amazingness that is this upcoming tutorial series, which I expect, judging by his Kickstarter plans for December to January, I would imagine the tutorials would come out somewhere in February or May. I don't really know how long it's going to take him to make it, and personally I don't really care, because it's fantastic that he's doing it anyway. So, make sure to check out everything that's linked in the description, to thank ETeeski and watch his videos and learn how to make games, pretty much. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what he does, and that's fantastic. I will definitely be watching the tutorials and donating to the Kickstarter and just in general enjoying all the knowledge that you'll be giving us. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time.